You were going to work at the Daily Wire, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
They were talking about making me a writer there, and this is no exaggeration at all. One night I'm talking to Cassie Dillon and saying this kind of stuff, and she said, you know what? We had been friends. I'd stayed at her house. We had gone to parties, whatever. She goes, you know, we're not in the same movement anymore. You're alt-right, and I'm a conservative, and I'm never going to talk to you again. Don't ever contact me. And they all blocked me on Twitter. They never talked to me again. And that didn't catalyze it. Of course, the process was underway. I had been looking at things and asking these questions. But getting that door slammed in my face, and like Michael said, people are realizing censoring people like me doesn't work. Because then people like me, it's a good heuristic. They're like, hey, if I get banned for talking about this, maybe it's a forbidden truth.
Do you know how many flat earthers I have to debate with specifically on this point? Because they get ratioed and they're like, well, that proves that you're telling the truth. And I'm like, man, I really wish they'd stop doing this shit because it's exactly what he's saying. Like, don't ban these people for making these statements. I want to know personally, I want to know if the political candidate that I want to vote for doesn't believe in something I believe in. If we ban him from that type of speech, he may say that buzzword that lets me know I can't vote for this dude, but we can't see that because YouTube will take away that. I'm not even going to say the words because I'm not going to get you deplatformed. That's the issue. Yeah, no, I totally understand what he's saying.
I don't agree that there should be censorship, but Nick, I want to ask you a question in terms of how are you I think that you are a product of the culture and where it is today, because how are you any different than someone like Ilhan Omar saying that white men are a danger to society? I think we live in this world now in the culture where making money off of being sensational and getting more followers and getting more attention is a direct result of where we are as a culture. And to me, that's very sad. Because men like Eisenhower, we stand on the shoulders of giants. Do you think that they would ever say the things that you have said? No.
Yeah.
They might have said it.
They all agree with me.
But to make money, no. Eisenhower does not believe that the Holocaust did not happen.
Hey, well, Nick, Eisenhower had concentration camps himself. You probably don't know that because you don't even read any books.
But I mean, they were camps for Japanese people, but they weren't systematically.
I'm talking about camps in Germany.
My point is, do you believe that you are effective, or do you do this to gain attention and to make money?
Let me reply to that because a lot of people accuse me of that. It's a pretty curious way for a person like me to make money by getting myself banned from the banking system. I can't have a personal checking account. I can't have credit card processing on my website.
You didn't know that you were going to get banned, though, when you started saying all this stuff.
I think it was pretty established even back then. Chuck Johnson, Milo, all those guys got banned way before me. It would be far more lucrative to do what you do and talk about Hamas as the enemy of the world, because there's no shortage of jobs for people that carry water for that. But if you oppose it, you get banned from everything. You get kicked out of Turning Point. You get whatever. So let me just say it hasn't been especially lucrative for a person like me to not have access to the financial system.
Just to be clear, and I'll come to you. So just to be clear, I think she made up a good point about the attention economy. Attention is a currency these days, in whether it's with your finances, with views, the eyeball economy, with women. That's how they, suck resources out of men, time, energy, attention. What you say, do you actually believe what you say, or is it the good old-fashioned shock jock, let's shock the system and be bombastic? How do you process that?
I would have to believe what I say because I've gone through a process which, I don't wish on people. It's not just being banned from the banking system, which I don't think you realize. It means I can't make money. Imagine if you couldn't accept credit cards on your website. Mm-hmm. You have a huge platform, but if you didn't have YouTube, if you didn't have super chats, if you couldn't accept credit cards, the ability to make money rapidly disappears. As far as the sensationalism goes, I'll admit I'm sensational like anybody. It's marketing. But I've gone through the gauntlet of what I have at a very young age. And again, like I said, it's the social media deplatforming. Mm-hmm. It's being ostracized by my high school friends and the whole gamut of having views like I have because I really believe them. And it's founded not, by the way, in race baiting or something. It's founded in my conviction in Catholicism. If you knew anything about me, what really changed in college is not just that one inquiry about the foreign aid. It was the fact that I picked up a Bible, actually for the first time in my life in college, and I genuinely thought about death. And I realized that what we have today is a world order that is totally set against Jesus and totally set against God. And so it's on my heart to do this no matter the cost, even if it, even if
Nick, let me ask